Did you know that every 40 seconds someone in the US suffers a stroke? It's a silent epidemic, and there's one group at even greater risk: women. What if I told you that recognizing a subtle change, like a slightly drooping smile or a moment of confusion, could be the difference between life and death? It's true, and that's why we're here. In this video, we're diving deep into the 10 crucial warning signs of stroke in women. We'll break down each symptom, explain why it happens, and give you the tools to recognize it in yourself or someone you love. Understanding these signs isn't just about being informed, it's about being empowered to take action when it matters most. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now let's get started with our countdown of the 10 warning signs of stroke in women, starting with number 10. You know the saying, time is money? Well, in the world of medicine, and especially when it comes to strokes, time is brain. Every minute counts. Stroke is the 5th leading cause of death in women, according to the CDC. One of the most common signs of a stroke is sudden numbness or weakness in the face, arm, or leg, typically on one side of the body. This isn't just your arm falling asleep after a long day. It's a sign that something is disrupting blood flow to your brain. Now you might think, oh, it's probably just a pinched nerve or I'm just tired. But trust me, when it comes to potential strokes, it's always better to be safe than sorry. So how do you know if it's a stroke and not something less serious? Here's a quick test. Try to smile really big. Do both sides of your face move equally? If one side seems to droop or lag behind, that's a red flag. Remember, the faster you act, the better the chances of minimizing damage and getting back to your amazing self. Our brains are incredible, constantly processing information and allowing us to communicate with the world around us. But when a stroke strikes, these intricate pathways can be disrupted, leading to sudden mental confusion and difficulty speaking. Imagine this, you're having a normal conversation, and suddenly the words just don't come out right. You might feel like you're searching for the right words, but they're just out of reach. Or maybe you're having trouble understanding what others are saying to you. This is a common symptom of stroke, especially in women, and it's caused by a lack of blood flow to the areas of the brain responsible for language and comprehension. Don't brush it off as a senior moment or just being tired. If you notice yourself or someone else struggling to find words, slurring their speech, or appearing confused, take it seriously. Time is brain, remember? The faster you recognize the signs and seek medical attention, the better the outcome. Our eyes are our windows to the world, and any sudden changes in vision should never be ignored, especially when it comes to potential strokes. Imagine this. You're going about your day and suddenly your vision blurs like someone smeared Vaseline on your glasses. Or maybe you see double, as if you've had one too many drinks. Worse yet, you might experience a complete loss of vision in one or both eyes. These visual disturbances happen when a stroke affects the areas of the brain responsible for processing visual information, like the occipital lobe. To check for stroke-related vision problems, try covering one eye at a time. Do you notice any difference in your vision between the two eyes? Any dark spots, blurriness, or loss of vision? If so, don't hesitate. Call 911 or get to the emergency room immediately. Early detection is key to protecting your vision and minimizing the long-term effects of a stroke. Have you ever felt so dizzy that you felt like the room was spinning? Or maybe you've stumbled while walking as if you were walking on a boat. While these sensations can be caused by various factors, they can also be red flags for a stroke. Our sense of balance and coordination is controlled by a complex interplay of systems in our inner ear, eyes, and brain, specifically an area called the cerebellum. When a stroke occurs, the blood supply to the cerebellum can be disrupted, leading to sudden dizziness, loss of balance, and even vertigo. You might feel unsteady on your feet like you're going to fall. You might have trouble walking in a straight line or even standing up straight. These symptoms can be incredibly disorienting and even dangerous, increasing your risk of falls and injuries. To check your balance, try standing on one leg or closing your eyes while standing. If you feel extremely unsteady or like you're going to topple over, it's important to seek medical attention immediately. Dizziness and loss of balance are not something to be taken lightly, especially if they come on suddenly. We've all experienced headaches, those throbbing pains that make us want to crawl into bed and shut out the world. But there's a difference between a regular headache and the kind of headache that could signal a stroke. A stroke-related headache is often described as a thunderclap headache because it comes on suddenly and intensely like a bolt out of the blue. It's not your typical tension headache or even a migraine, it's something far more severe. This excruciating pain is caused by bleeding in the brain known as a hemorrhagic stroke. As blood vessels rupture, pressure builds up within the skull, leading to a sudden, intense headache that can feel like your head is about to explode. Unlike other types of headaches that tend to develop gradually, this kind of headache reaches peak intensity within seconds. If you or someone you know experiences a sudden, severe headache that's unlike anything they've ever felt before, don't wait to see if it gets better. Call 911 or get to the emergency room immediately. Walking might seem like a simple automatic action, but it actually involves a complex interplay of muscles, coordination, and signals from the brain. So when a stroke affects the areas of the brain responsible for motor control, it can manifest as sudden trouble walking. This isn't just about tripping over your own feet, it's a sudden inability to walk normally. You might feel unsteady, like you're walking on ice. You might stagger or lose your balance easily. You might even find yourself needing to grab onto furniture or walls for support. This happens because the stroke disrupts the brain's ability to send clear signals to your legs and feet, making it difficult to coordinate your movements. If you experience this sudden difficulty walking, don't brush it off as clumsiness or fatigue. It's crucial to seek medical attention right away to determine the cause and receive appropriate treatment. We all feel tired from time to time, especially after a long day or a sleepless night. But when fatigue hits you like a ton of bricks, seemingly out of nowhere and without any obvious cause, it could be a sign of something more serious, like a stroke. This isn't your average tiredness, it's an overwhelming exhaustion that makes it difficult to function normally. You might feel weak, drained, and completely wiped out, even after getting a good night's sleep. This unexplained fatigue happens when a stroke affects the areas of the brain responsible for regulating energy levels and alertness. While fatigue is a common symptom experienced by many, if it's severe, sudden, and accompanied by other stroke symptoms, don't hesitate to seek medical attention. Our faces are incredibly expressive, capable of conveying a wide range of emotions with just a simple twitch of a muscle. But when a stroke occurs, it can weaken the muscles on one side of the face, leading to a telltale droop or an asymmetrical smile. This happens because the stroke affects the part of the brain responsible for controlling facial movements. The messages from the brain don't reach the muscles properly, causing one side of the face to sag. This symptom is often one of the most obvious signs of a stroke, and it can appear suddenly. To check for face drooping, try smiling broadly in the mirror. Do both sides of your face move equally, or ask someone to raise both eyebrows? Is one eyebrow higher than the other? If you notice any asymmetry, it's important to seek medical attention immediately. Early intervention can make a significant difference in your recovery. Nausea and vomiting are common symptoms of various illnesses, from the stomach flu to food poisoning. But did you know that they can also be signs of a stroke? When a stroke occurs in the part of the brain that controls vomiting, known as the medulla oblongata, it can trigger these unpleasant symptoms even if your stomach is perfectly fine. This can be particularly confusing because nausea and vomiting aren't typically associated with strokes. However, if you experience sudden severe nausea or vomiting, especially if it's accompanied by other stroke symptoms like a headache, dizziness, or vision problems, don't hesitate to seek medical attention. Losing consciousness, even briefly, is always cause for concern. While it can be triggered by various factors like dehydration or low blood sugar, it can also be a sign of a stroke. When a stroke occurs, the blood supply to the brain is disrupted, and this can temporarily affect the areas responsible for consciousness. You might experience a sudden blackout or fainting spell where you lose awareness of your surroundings for a short period. If you experience a sudden, unexplained loss of consciousness, it's essential to seek medical attention immediately, even if you feel fine afterwards. We've covered a lot of ground today, and I hope you now have a better understanding of the 10 crucial warning signs of stroke in women. Remember, recognizing these signs early and seeking immediate medical attention can make all the difference in the outcome. Preventing strokes involves a two-pronged approach: lifestyle changes and knowing the signs. Maintaining a healthy weight, eating a balanced diet, exercising regularly, and not smoking are all crucial for reducing your risk. But just as important is being aware of the subtle signs your body might be sending you. Think of this video as a tool in your arsenal, empowering you to take control of your health and advocate for yourself or your loved ones. If you found this video helpful, please show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel for more informative content, and don't forget to click the bell icon to stay updated on new uploads.